Picture this, you're on holiday, you just drove for hours and hours via some small dirt tracks to get to this exotic beach. There is nobody around. You brought your own wing gear, you rig, you go out and have the perfect session. Then all of a sudden, halfway the session, accidentally you puncture your strut. There is no repair shop within 100 miles from your position, and you would have to drive for at least a day to get in a place where you could have this wing fixed. Normally I would go to my wing repairman Gerrit, who is just 20 minutes away from where I live. Let him fix it and just go back on the water. Can you fix it yourself? Is it doable? That's what we're gonna find out in this video. And this time I'm gonna try to fix the strut of a Duotone SLS Slick 5.0. You need a few meters of some thin rope, preferably two of about 2 meters long. And of course you need the bag in which your wing is. Inside there is a little bag with some repair stuff inside, which you will need now. Welcome back to the YouTube channel of the Windsurf Coach. It's fantastic to have you back on the channel. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, as that's the way you can help me make better and more content for you guys. Let's get started. Turn the wing upside down and we'll start at the front of the strut. You can see two white lines, one in front of the leading edge strut connection and one in the back. The one in the front I connected to a black rope, and the one in the back I connected to a red rope to pull the bladder back into the strut when you're finished. Now push the deflation valve of the strut completely inside. Remove the clamp on the strut side of the hose that connects the leading edge to the strut and disconnect the hose. You probably have to roll up the hose a bit to get it off easier. Now push the nipple inside the strut as well. Undo the Velcro on the back of the strut. Then the last part of the tube of the strut is folded inside again and held in place by Velcro as well. You have to undo that as well to get it all out. And now you can access the bladder. And this is why it's so important that you have those long wires installed on these little white pieces of rope on the front side of your strut, because now you can pull out the whole bladder and later pull it back again with that rope. Make sure you have some weight on the leading edge or the front side of the canopy, or have your front neutral handle tied to a heavy object or something, so you can gently pull out the bladder. Make sure you pull out the bladder straight so the wires don't get twisted. Here you can see that I've connected the red wire to the blue label and the black rope to the white label. Make sure you remember this so the wires and the bladder will not get twisted when you pull them back in after repair. Well, in this case it's pretty clear what caused the bladder to leak. That's quite a hole. But more often it's just a subtle puncture and you can't find it that easily. In that case you need to connect the hose back again to the bladder, inflate the wing, light pressure only, and try to find the leak with water and soap. I cleaned the area around the hole with alcohol. You can also do it with water, then sanded it and stuck one of those patches onto it. It's easier to stick on that patch when you have the bladder on a flat and even surface. Make sure that the bladder doesn't twist and the wires don't twist while pulling it in. The best way to do it is to have some help at the back end of the strut and pull in that rope as gently as possible, both ropes at a time. A big thank you to Isabel for her patience and her help with fixing this bladder. Now try to get those knots out of the strut and make sure you've got those white pieces of line that you can connect back again to those little black loops to make sure that the bladder will stay in place. If the bladder went in well now, you will find the deflation valve on the side on which you pushed it in and the connection hose nipple also on the side of which you pushed it in. And connect the nipple back to the hose that connects the leading edge to the strut so you can inflate it. Now with the bladder all the way to the end of the inner tube of the end of the strut, fold that inner tube double, stick it back into the back side of the strut and make sure you have the Velcro inside reconnected and then reconnect the Velcro at the end of the strut. Let's see if we succeeded. It seems to hold its pressure and I don't hear any leak, so that's a good sign. Now you can disconnect the red and black wire on which you pulled back that bladder into the strut and reconnect the clamps on the interconnection hose between the leading edge and the strut. Make sure they click back into place. So yes, it's doable. Of course, it takes a lot more fiddling than when you bring it to the local repairman who will fix it in just 5 or 10 minutes. It took me, I think, more than an hour to get it fixed. But then again, if you're somewhere on a holiday and there is no repair shop inside, this is what you can do. And the only thing that you need to bring is the original bag in which your wing was delivered, as it contains a repair package plus a few yards of line, preferably 2 sets of approximately 2 meters thin line, and then you can fix your own Duotone SLS Slick. Of course, with the other brands it will be approximately the same procedure. I'm not a professional repairman, but in this video I wanted to show you that an amateur like me can do it if I need to do it. I probably don't do it the way it should be done, but at least you can get back onto the water. If you like this video, of course, please leave a like. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, or I will see you on the water.